You're not sleepwalking, you're not dreaming. It's kind of scary. My appetite has always been to, put a lot of disenfranchised and lonely boys in a relationship with E.T. as a fantasy of mine, as a way to, to make myself feel sadness.
One of the things that really, really inspired me was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The movie had a profound effect. That movie really moved me into saying, so when I did, in fact, find myself eventually working with
gremlin-like extraterrestrials that surrounded the house and kept trying to gain access to the house and rode the cows through the barnyard. And
why in the world this had anything to do with E.T.
So how can I tell the story of this lonely boy? I'm sitting here, I'm a lonely director. I won't go into my personal life, but I was feeling a little bit, separate from, from myself. Cut. And it took me 2 or 3 days to kind of figure out a story, and then when I had it, I remembered loving this movie called The Black Stallion.
So we were turning over rocks, looking at scorpions, and he asked me if I would consider writing a movie for him. Well,
so that's how it all got started.
She says she thinks she could get well again.
And I was very interested also in that E.T. would communicate often psychically, could be able to reach out to Elliot in school and give him ideas while he was sitting in class. And if E.T. got drunk, Elliot got drunk. And Elliot would start becoming and feeling E.T. inside of him. Can we put this in the movie? Can we put that in the movie?
I think Steven Spielberg and I decided very early on that we didn't want to have any adults,
That's almost a requirement of cartoon. I like those old Tex Avery cartoons where you only see the people from the waist down. It just made sense to me to create a world. I didn't want that world contaminated with anything beyond at most a 14-and-a-half-year-old's point of view. And there's a number of rumors I heard, and I don't want to report a rumor because I don't have any facts to base this, but whatever. It's like inside, I want to be able to see his organs. When he turns on his heart light, I want to be able to see the organs around the light moving. Fantastic. Go ahead and do it. So they had this idea of doing something very plant-like with the inside of E.T.
This 4-year-old is completely hysterically crying and is not into doing this at all. After she does this, she could have 2 burgers, she could have any milkshake she wanted, and she still doesn't want to do it. By the time we get the head on, she is completely hysterical again. And Harold said, just roll tape. So we roll tape Harold in the suit, but he bought it. And he said, okay, I agree, this may be the way we have to go.
And the arms were just becoming a little bit ungainly, like that. And it was really be artistic about picking things up and touching themselves and reaching out and touching Elliot and Gertie and Michael.
So it became, what color should he be and what texture should his skin be for the initial stages where we were to barely see the outline of this creature. In the room and in the closet, it would be transformed into this magic place.
I'm keeping him.
And even then I hadn't read a script for the for the project. I didn't even know what it was about.
I had not been able to find an Elliot. I had looked for a long time, at least 6 months.
My audition was kind of scary. It was, as I said before, I mean, when I went in there, I started reading, and these 2 random scenes. I hadn't read a script. I just kind of knew a brief synopsis of what the story was about, and I read these. God, this is horrible.
I think in a funny way, with children, you almost know the minute they walk into the room.
You found this creature and you love it, and it's like your dog. You have a dog at home. Yeah, I have a dog. Well, it's like your dog. It's kind of like your pet, and they're trying to take it away from you. The government's going to take it away and do experiments.
And I got behind the video camera.
But it's not my choice. The president asked me to come here and get him.
I don't care what the president says. He's my best friend. And you can't take him away.
Well, it's real possible, Elliot, that he'll come back.
Steven just said, no, you're not right for that. You're right for this. So come back. And I came in a lot of times. And at first, he really just wants to meet you and get to know you, And I was so happy to have a grown-up that would listen to me talk, you know, and he believed in my stories and he loved them, and it made me feel so good and alive.
She's 6 years old, and she told me that she's going to do a 20-city tour in America with her punk rock band. And then she kept making up stories, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger, and he just blew me away. I mean, there was no second choice. I mean, Drew Barrymore was the first choice for this part.
Is he a boy or a girl?
The first I heard of E.T. it was actually called A Boy's Life, and Fenton and Feinberg were casting. And so she made a phone call, and I ended up getting in on a late audition for A Boy's Life.
Like Richard the Lionheart in Robin Hood.
Get the bikes! Meet us at the playground at the top of the hill!
Well, I thought Robert was just a really good actor. He had stage experience. He was the most professional of all the kids.
Stephen is a master at casting. You know, he watches people and has a real talent for taking whatever their quality is and putting them in the role that's right for them. He originally saw me doing hookers.
Indiana Jones, and he asked me, he said, "Can you wear a hat?" I said, "Well, I wear hats all the time." And he didn't really say much. They just had, Stephen was in a room, and he gave me this fedora.
So, but I think he made a good impression on me, and I remembered him, and then those memories carried over, and I said, whatever happened to that guy that kept knocking things down?
Robert, it would be cool, you know, but when all the other guys kind of came there, then it was like I was the little brother trying to follow the guy around, which worked.
There was real ETs, and you know, there's like one, and he was in the house playing with. All of a sudden, we heard this giant noise. We went outside, then there's this spaceship. No, really, I had this dream.
One of my jobs as associate producer and writer was to read
Little speech that he says to the elf.
They'd have to do what I said.
Enos breath.
It was very strange as a child with things like that, because I had been brought up where, you know, kids just didn't say those kind of things, you know. But it was really, I mean, in fact, I got away from saying holy shit. I just had to say penis. So I think Grandma could live with that one.